All right, Kyle, this was not what we expected, not what we wanted, but it was a memorable game, a memorable series, a memorable year, to say the least.
Yeah, let's start from the beginning, the memorable year. They started off on fire. They came out guns a-blazing. They went on the road for majority of the games. I don't know the numbers, but they had a great start to the season. Then you heard Matt kind of talk about the middle of the season was kind of that hiccup, but that's the questions of the college guys playing as many games in a college game in a year compared to playing a pro season. You meet that number halfway through the season, so you get beat up, you get tired, but they responded well, and then at the end of the year, they had guys get called up, guys got hurt, and they still battled. They had a goaltender from Western Michigan, I believe, came in to beat Cincinnati when they were rolling throughout the year, so they had their ups and downs, they battled back, and what a season it was.
Yeah, that's well, and you mentioned that, and then let's talk about the playoffs, getting to the playoffs. I mean, it was a struggle because Cincinnati was so much better than everybody else, and you got to open up with Fort Wayne, who's your rival, and anything can happen. I mean, so many great moments in the playoffs themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it starts with Fort Wayne. That's a battle between the two. The two cities go way back, and the history between those two teams goes beyond my time. I know that. So that was a fun series. Then you look at the second series, Cincinnati. That was the team I was like, oh, is Toledo going to be able to beat Cincinnati? Well, they did that in 5 games.
Yeah.
And you could ask about that second game, the questionable call that A.J. Jenks at the end of the game with a cross check to the back that gave Cincinnati that tying goal to beat them, later on in the game. But then the Tulsa Game 7, what a job Toledo did there. And then obviously this series was a fun stretch. They lost the first 2 in overtime in Newfoundland. They were probably tired from all the travel before this series, and they came home. They won 2 out of 3 in front of this electric stadium with these fans, packed house. They broke the attendance every game. So every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, broke the attendance then. Then they fell short, but there's a lot of positives out of this season with the Toledo Walleye. It was a fun season to watch, and it gave Toledo that taste of the Kelly Cup, and I'm sure they want some more of that later in the future.
You've been in the broadcast booth with Matt Melzak for pretty much the entire year on the home games. Was it this Kelly Cup Finals and those 3 games at home that maybe stands out the most? Just you heard guys like Berschbeck and Jenks saying it's something they'd never felt before. You've played in front of the crowd, but did you echo their sentiment that it was something a different level?
It was a different level, and I think even Shane Berschbeck touched on that Wednesday night. It said it was electric. He looked over at A.J. Jenks, another guy that's been there for how many years, and said this tops it all. And we felt that upstairs, Matt and myself. I'm sure you did, and everybody else there. My heart was slamming. It was bumping so hard I couldn't think. But it's hockey, and it's T-Town hockey, and the fans come, they support the guys, and guys feed off it. So it's always special. I'm not surprised that happened. 31 sellouts this year is unbelievable, plus the postseason sellouts, so they topped 31. It's something special in Toledo that surrounds the minor league sports, the Mud Hens and the Toledo Walleye. And it's fun to be a part of it, and I'm happy to be a part of it, and lucky as well. So it's just fun here in Toledo.
Yeah, no question. And even when the Walleye weren't at home, things like the watch party that last night, I mean, it was about 3,000 people where the estimates were there. So it is an amazing place to be. Minor league hockey, come on, minor league anything. Toledo shows out, #1 minor league city in the country. Captain Kyle Rogers, thank you so much for joining us in studio. We'll be looking forward to, October, when we drop the puck
short summer
on the next season.